My name is Maya. I am 30 years old. I live alone in a small apartment in the city. My home is clean and quiet. Everything is in the right place. But the rooms feel empty. I cook dinner for one person every night. I eat at a small table. I wash one plate and one cup. The silence in my home is very strong. Sometimes I turn on the TV, but I do not watch it. I only want some noise around me. I work at a big company. The name of the company is Rickson Dynamics. I am an analyst in the strategy team. We are working on a new project. The name of the project is Orion. It is very important for the company. Everyone feels tired. Everyone works late. People do not smile much these days. People do not talk about anything except work. The office feels heavy and cold. The lights are always bright, and the hours feel long. My boss is Mr. Hartman. His name is Adrian. He is 42 years old. He is the head of my department. Many people are scared of him because he is strict, but they also respect him because he is smart and works very hard. His office light is always on. He leaves late every night. He does not smile often. His voice is calm but a little cold. He looks strong and serious all the time. The Orion project is not going well. Many things are wrong. The plan is weak. The numbers do not match. But nobody says anything. I see the mistakes because I check many files. But I am only an analyst. No one asks for my ideas. So I stay quiet. I finish my work and go home. That is my simple routine every day. One night I stayed very late. It was past 11. The office was almost dark. Only one more light was still on. It was the light in Adrian's office. My eyes were tired from looking at the screen. My hands felt cold. When I stood up, I heard his door open. He walked out and looked at me. "You are still here?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "The project." He walked to my desk. He looked tired too. His face was softer than usual. He held 2 cups of coffee and a small box of cold pizza from lunch. He put them on my desk. "Eat something," he said. He sat next to me. This surprised me because he always kept distance at work. We ate the cold pizza. It did not taste good, but it felt nice to sit with someone. The quiet office felt a little warmer now. I did not feel so alone at that moment. Then he asked me something I did not expect. "What do you really think, Maya?" His voice was soft. He looked at me in a new way. I felt nervous, but also seen. He did not want the polite answer. He wanted the truth. I took a deep breath. I told him that the plan was wrong. The numbers were not correct. The project needed a new direction. I showed him my notes. I talked for many minutes. He did not stop me. He did not check his phone. He just listened. When I finished, he was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "You are right." He stood up and walked to the window. He looked at the city lights. Then he said something that touched me. "Sometimes the office feels warmer than home." I understood these words. I felt the same in my own life. We were both lonely people. We were both trying to look strong every day. That night, we worked together again. We fixed many problems in the project. We talked in simple ways. The hours passed fast. The office did not feel cold anymore. It felt calm and safe. We finished our work at 3 a.m. We saved the project. We looked at each other and smiled a little. We were tired, but we felt proud. That night, we were not only boss and worker. We were two people who worked side by side. Something small changed between us. We both felt it, but said nothing. The Orion project was a big success. The company had a small breakfast party for the team. People were happy. Adrian stood up to speak. He thanked everyone. Then he said my name. He told the team that my ideas helped save the project. People looked at me and clapped. I felt warm inside. For a moment, I did not feel invisible. I felt seen and valued. After a few days, the office went back to normal life. People started new tasks. The talk about Orion stopped. But one thing did not go back to normal. The way Adrian and I felt around each other. We acted normal on the outside, but the air between us felt different. It felt quiet, but full. I saw him look at me sometimes. I looked at him too, but only for a second each time. One Monday morning, we had a big team meeting. I looked up during the meeting. He was already looking at me. Our eyes met for a short moment. Then we both looked away fast. My heart beat very fast. I felt warm and confused. The day felt slow after that. I checked my phone many times. I did not want a message, but I also wanted it. When work ended, my phone made a sound. It was a message from him. "Thank you for last night, not only for the work." I stared at the message. I knew this was not about files or numbers. It was about us. Something was growing between us, and we both knew it. I wrote back, "You are welcome." 2 days later, he sent another message. "Coffee tomorrow. Not near the office." My heart felt strange. I knew I should say no. It was not right. It could make trouble. But I typed, "Yes." We met at a small cafe near the river. The cafe was quiet and old. No one from the office came to that area. It felt safe. We sat in the corner. At first, we talked about simple things. Then he told me about his marriage. "My marriage is not alive," he said. "We live in the same house, but we do not talk. We do not see each other." His voice was tired. The words were sad, but they were honest. I felt close to him in that moment. I also told him about my life. I told him my home was clean but empty. I told him I felt alone most nights. He looked at me in a soft way. "You should not be alone," he said. We talked for 2 hours. We forgot about time. We forgot about rules. We talked like friends. We talked like two people who needed someone to listen. When we walked out of the cafe, it was raining. The parking area was dark. The air was cold. He walked me to my car. We stood close. The rain made a soft sound on the ground. "This is wrong," he said. "I know. I am married. I know. You work for me. I know." He did not step back. I did not step back either. We did not speak. The rain fell around us. Then he kissed me. The kiss was soft but strong. I held his jacket. He held me close for a moment. It felt real. It felt warm. It also felt wrong. When we stopped, we looked at each other quietly. "We should stop," he said. "Yes," I said. But inside, we both knew the truth. We would not stop. We had crossed a line, and our story had just begun. Before I continue rest of the story, please like, subscribe, share, and tell me where you are listening from. Your support means a lot to me. Now let's continue. The next week at work was very hard for me. Adrian and I had a secret now. We had a kiss that we could not forget. But at work we had to act normal. We had to act like nothing happened. We had to act like two people who only talk about files and reports. He walked past my desk on Monday morning. He did not look at me. He did not smile. He looked cold again. He looked like the old Adrian. My heart felt heavy. My chest felt tight. But I understood. This was the rule. This was the only way to hide our secret. The office felt strange after that. I felt his steps in the hallway. I heard his voice in meetings. Every small thing made me think about him. But we could not talk. We could not meet. We could not smile at each other. I felt alone again, but this time the loneliness was worse. Because now I knew how it felt to sit with him and talk with him. Now I knew how it felt to not be alone. We started to use small emails to talk. They were work emails. They were simple and clean. but they also had hidden meanings. When he wrote, "Please check the budget," it meant, "I miss you." When he wrote, "We need to discuss the meeting time," it meant, "Can we meet today?" When he wrote, "The report needs changes," it meant, "I am thinking about you." I learned to read his emails in a new way. Every email made my heart move. We met in secret places. We met in small cafes far from the city. We met in quiet parks at night. We met in his car in empty parking lots. We did not have much time. Sometimes we had 1 hour, sometimes only 30 minutes. But we were happy in those small moments. We talked. We touched hands. We kissed. Then we went back to the office and acted like strangers again. The days were hard, but the secret moments kept us going. 1 month later, something big happened. Adrian called a team meeting. Everyone came to the room. He had an announcement. He said my name. He said I was the new project lead. People clapped. They smiled at me. My friend Sarah looked happy. She said I worked hard and I deserved it. I felt proud. I felt strong. I felt like all my hard work was finally seen. But not everyone felt happy. One person was angry. His name was Mark. He wanted the promotion. He wanted the new role. But he did not get it. I got it. He started to talk behind my back. At first it was 1 or 2 comments, but soon it became many comments. I heard him whisper to people. I heard him say, "Why her? She is quiet. She does not talk in meetings." I tried to ignore him, but his voice spread in the office. Mark watched me every day. He watched when I came in and when I left. He watched Adrian too. He noticed small things. He saw that we left the office close to the same time on some days. He saw that Adrian asked for my ideas more than before. He did not like it. He started to tell people his thoughts. He told them I got the promotion too fast. He told them something was strange between me and Adrian. The gossip started. It spread around the office. It moved from one person to another. Some people stopped talking when I walked into the room. Some people looked at me in a cold way. Some people smiled at me, but the smiles were fake. I felt their eyes on me. I felt their judgment. The promotion that made me proud now made me scared. One day, I went to the bathroom. 2 women were talking. They stopped when I entered, but I heard enough. One woman said, "She is sleeping with the boss." The words hit me hard. I felt sick. I felt my hands shake. I left the bathroom fast. I tried not to cry. I knew the truth. I knew why they said these words, but it still hurt. The next days were worse. People looked at me in a strange way. They talked behind my back. The rumor grew. The office did not feel safe for me anymore. I felt scared to walk in the hallway. I felt scared to sit at my desk. I felt like every eye was watching me. I knew I earned the promotion, but no one believed that now. They believed the gossip. They believed Mark. At night, I cried in my home. Adrian held me when we met in secret. He said things would get better. He said the gossip would go away. But I saw the worry in his eyes. I knew he was not sure. I knew he felt the pressure too. He had to act cold at work. He had to act like he did not know me. That made me feel more alone. My life at the office became a kind of prison. Every day was long. Every person felt like an enemy. I wanted to quit. I wanted to run away. But if I quit, people would say the rumor was true. People would say I was guilty. So I stayed. I tried to look strong. But inside, I was breaking. Adrian's home life was also getting worse. His wife, Claire, saw the change in him. He came home late. He smiled at his phone. He looked at messages too often. Claire asked questions. She asked, "Who are you texting?" He said it was work. She asked, "Why do you smile at work messages?" He said he did not smile. But she knew. She felt something was wrong. Claire had a friend named Linda. Linda worked in our company in the HR department. Claire called her and asked her to watch Adrian at work. She asked her to find out what was going on. Linda agreed. She started to watch The Office. She watched Adrian. She watched me. She took notes about us. She looked at small signs. She saw we stayed late on some nights. She saw we left close to the same time. She saw the truth slowly. One night, Linda came back to the office to get her jacket. The office was dark. Only Adrian and I were there. We were working on a new file in his glass office. We were tired. The room was quiet. He stood behind me and looked at the file. His hand rested on my shoulder for one small moment. Then he leaned down and kissed my hair. It was only 1 second, but Linda walked past the office at that time. She saw us through the glass. She took a photo with her phone. The photo was blurry but clear enough. Linda sent the photo to Claire that same night. Claire saw it. The truth hurt her, but the truth also gave her power. She wanted revenge. She wanted everyone to know what we did. She wanted to hurt us the way she was hurt. The next morning at work, I opened my computer. I saw a new email. It was sent to the entire leadership team. It had no text, Only one photo. The photo of Adrian and me in his office. My stomach dropped. My heart almost stopped. I felt cold all over. People around the office opened the same email. The noise grew louder and louder. People talked. People pointed. Some looked angry. Some looked almost happy. My secret was now open for all to see. I could not breathe. I could not think. The world around me felt like it was falling apart. My phone buzzed. A message from Adrian said, "My office now." But I could not move from my chair. Everything was destroyed. Everything was broken. HR called me at 10. They told me to come to their office. My legs were shaking as I walked through the hallway. Everyone watched me. Everyone whispered. When I entered the HR room, Adrian was already there. His face looked pale. He looked scared. Miss Peterson, the head of HR, looked angry. She put the photo on the desk. She said we broke the rules. She said we broke trust. She said this could end our jobs. Adrian tried to protect me. He said it was his fault. He said he pushed me. But that was not true. We both made the choice. I looked at Adrian. He wanted to take all the blame. But I could not let him do that. I told the truth. I told Miss Peterson that both of us made the choice. I said I was part of it. I said it was not only him. Miss Peterson listened. Then she said we must both resign. We must leave the company today. We walked out of the office together. People stared at us. They talked about us. But I did not feel weak anymore. I felt clear. I felt honest. Adrian looked at me and asked, "Why did you do that?" "I wanted to save you." I said, "I do not want to hide anymore. We chose this together." He took my hand in the hallway. For the first time, he did not hide. We packed our desks and left the office. We did not know what would come next. But the truth was out, and the hiding was over. 6 months passed after we left the company. My life changed in many ways. I did not have my old job anymore. I did not have my old routine. At first, I felt scared. I did not know what to do next. But slowly, I started to build a new life. I moved to a small studio apartment with big windows. The sunlight came in every morning. The room felt warm and simple. I liked it. I started painting again. Painting was my old dream. I loved the soft colors and the quiet time. I opened a small design service from home. I had a few clients. It was not a lot of money, but it was mine. I felt proud of my work. My life was slow and small, but it felt honest. It felt real. For the first time in many years, I felt free. One Saturday morning, I was painting near the window. My hands had blue paint on them. Someone knocked on my door. I opened it, and I saw Adrian. He stood there quietly. He looked different now. He was not wearing a suit. He was wearing simple clothes. He looked tired, but he also looked human and warm. "Hello," he said. "Hello," I said. He walked inside. He looked around my small studio. He looked at my paintings. He looked at the sunlight on the walls. His face was soft. He said, "The divorce is final." His voice was calm. He said it happened last week. I looked at him. "I am sorry," I said. He shook his head. "I am not sorry," he said. "The marriage was over for a long time. We both knew it." He told me he lost the house and many things. He had to start again from nothing. He had no big title now, no power, no office. He felt unsure about the future, just like I did in the beginning. He looked at my work again. "You built something new," he said. "You started a new life. It is small, but it is beautiful." His words touched me. I did not know what to say. He stepped closer and said, "I want to start again too. I do not want lies. I do not want secrets. I want something real. Can we start again? Just us. No hiding." I looked at his hand when he reached for me. I looked at the colors on my fingers. I looked at the sunlight on the floor. For 6 months, I lived alone. I learned to be strong alone. I learned to stand without help. I did not need him to survive. But I did want him. I wanted the real him. Not the secret version. Not the quiet moments in dark places. I wanted the open truth. I placed my hand in his. His hand felt warm and steady. I felt calm. I felt ready. "Yes," I said. "We can start again." Adrian smiled. It was a real smile, a simple smile. We stood together in my small studio. The morning light was soft around us. My new life was around me. I did not know what the future would bring, but for the first time I felt hope. We were free now, and we were ready to begin again in the light. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to